It may have been the Queen's 91st birthday, but Kate Middleton and her two young children Prince George and Princess Charlotte were the stars of the show on a packed Buckingham Palace balcony. The young royals joined the Queen, Duke of Edinburgh and the other members of the family as they waved to large crowds outside the palace and watched an RAF Flypast for Trooping the Colour, the Queen's birthday parade. Prince George can be seen mouthed agape and head tilted to the sky watching the planes. The 3-year-old was also snapped peering out of the window behind the balcony, taking in the thousands of people below. His younger sister, Princess Charlotte, shared a joke with her parents, Kate Middleton and Prince William, and other youngsters atop the balcony. Members of Britain's royal family from left: Camilla, the Duchess of Cornwall; Prince Charles, Princess Eugenie, Queen Elizabeth II. Background: Timothy Lawrence, Princess Eugenie; Prince Philip, Kate, the Duchess of Cambridge; Princess Charlotte, Prince George and Prince William watch a flypast as they appear on the balcony of Buckingham Palace, after attending the annual Trooping the Colour ceremony in London. The young royals, towards the centre of the balcony, seemed to preoccupied with something on the floor as their family gathered on the balcony. As the royal family gathered on the balcony following the Trooping the Colour parade, Charlotte, carried by the Duchess of Cambridge, pointed into the crowd, while George initially looked unimpressed as he rested his face in his hands. As helicopters flew over, Prince George waved enthusiastically, and his 2-year-old sister followed his lead. George was captured hitting the balcony ledge and turning to speak to his father, while Charlotte watched more patiently under the eye of her mother, pointing up as the red arrows flew over, leaving their signature red, white and blue trails. Who's who on the palace balcony? The royals on the balcony spanned 4 generations, from Queen Elizabeth to the young Princess Charlotte. 1. Prince Edward, the Earl of Wessex, is the 3rd son of the Queen, and currently 9th in line to the throne. He is married to Sophie Helen, Countess of Wessex. 2. Camilla Parker Bowles, the Duchess of Cornwall, is the 2nd wife of Prince Charles. She divorced her husband Andrew in 1995 before marrying Charles in 2005. 3. Prince Andrew, the Duke of York, is the 2nd son of Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip. Prince Andrew saw action with the Royal Navy in the Falklands War, flying warfare missions along with search and rescue operations. 4. Prince Charles, the Duke of Cornwall, is next in line for the throne. He was reportedly perplexed by his son's decision to talk about their mental health in wake of their mother's death in 1997. 5. Princess Beatrice, the eldest daughter of Prince Andrew, is 7th in line to the throne. The 28-year-old is currently working in Manhattan, and used to date Uber executive Dave Clark. 6. The Queen. In September 2015, Elizabeth II became the longest reigning monarch in the history of the United Kingdom, surpassing Queen Victoria's 63 years and 216 days. 7. Prince Philip, Queen Elizabeth's husband, recently retired from public engagements at the age of 96, joking that he can't stand up for much longer. 8. Prince Harry, the young prince has had the country on tenterhooks over whether he'll announce plans to marry Canadian actress Meghan Markle. 9. The Duchess of Cambridge, Kate Middleton, met Prince William when they were both students at the University of St Andrews. The couple split up before rekindling their relationship years later. 10. Prince George. George has recently elected to attend the prestigious Thomas Primary School in Battersea. 11. Princess Charlotte, the youngest child of Prince William and Kate Middleton. Charlotte was born on May 2, 2015 at St Mary's Hospital in London. 12. Prince William. Like Prince Andrew, Prince William served as a search and rescue pilot with the RAF, before becoming an air ambulance pilot with East Anglian Air Ambulance. 13. Peter Phillips, the only son of Princess Anne. Peter Phillips worked for the Williams Formula One team in Canada. There he met his future wife, Autumn Kelly. 14. Savannah and Isla Phillips, the young daughters of Peter Phillips and Autumn Kelly. 15. Autumn Kelly. She and Peter Phillips first started dating soon after the Canadian Grand Prix in 2003. She had no idea he was a member of the royal family until she saw him on a TV program about Prince William. She has renounced her Catholic faith so Peter can retain his position in line to the British throne. 16. Eloise and Estella Taylor, the two teenagers sit 41st and 43rd in line for the throne. In a 2011 Trooping of the Colour, the Duchess of Cambridge was reportedly enamored with the pair. 17. Lady Amelia Windsor, the fashion-conscious royal, has been hailed as the most beautiful member of the royal family. She has already walked the runway for Dolce & Gabbana. 18. Lady Helen Taylor, 51, is the only daughter of the Duke and Duchess of Kent, once affectionately called Melons by the press for her ample proportions, a nickname she admitted she hated. She married art dealer Timothy Verner Taylor in 1992. As the royal family gathered on the balcony following the Trooping the Colour parade, Charlotte, carried by the Duchess of Cambridge, pointed into the crowd, while George initially looked unimpressed as he rested his face in his hands. Princess Charlotte and Prince George stole the show at the Trooping the Colour this year with their super cute antics on the balcony, as well as waving at the planes and pulling funny faces. They were also dressed in adorable outfits. When it comes to dressing her children, Kate has a classic approach to style, putting them in timeless little looks. For today's event, Charlotte sported a pretty pink smock dress that matched her mum's Alexander McQueen number, teamed with a pair of Donna Carmen Mary Jane burgundy shoes. The 3-year-old was snapped peering out of the window behind the balcony, taking in the thousands of people below. Prince George could be seen mouthed agape and head tilted to the sky watching the planes, although at other intervals looked rather bored. After listening to a final rendition of the national anthem, the family headed inside, but not before a customary royal wave, which Charlotte eagerly joined in on. Kate Middleton also dazzled on the Queen's big day in a pink dress by Alexander McQueen and hat by Jane Taylor. She was captured frolicking with the young royals as their great-grandfather, the Duke of Edinburgh, glanced lovingly on. Before the family took to the balcony, the Queen, under blue skies and brilliant summer sunshine, watched the centuries-old military spectacle of might, splendor and precision on Horse Guards Parade, Henry VIII's former jousting yard. The event is an important day in the armed forces calendar, and families and friends of the officers and soldiers on parade watch the ceremony. But with the nation reeling from the Grenfell Tower block inferno and the recent terrorist attacks in Manchester and London, the Queen issued a message on her official birthday to recognise the sober mood in the country. Princess Charlotte looked less interested in the display in the sky, instead preferring to share a joke with her parents, Kate Middleton and Prince William, and other youngsters atop the balcony. Before the family took to the balcony, the Queen, under blue skies and brilliant summer sunshine, watched the centuries-old military spectacle of might, splendor and precision on Horse Guards Parade, Henry VIII's former jousting yard. It may have been the Queen's 91st birthday, but Kate Middleton and her two young children, Prince George and Princess Charlotte, were the stars of the show. Trooping the Colour, the Queen's birthday parade, is a favourite event in the royal calendar, especially with young princes and princesses. Here Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall, and Kate Middleton. The Queen, accompanied by the Duke of Cambridge, visited West London on Friday after the deadly fire claimed the lives of at least 30 people in Grenfell Tower. In her letter, the Queen said, "Today is traditionally a day of celebration. This year, however, it is difficult to escape a very somber national mood. In recent months, the country has witnessed a succession of terrible tragedies. As a nation, we continue to reflect and pray for all those who have been directly affected by these events. During recent visits in Manchester and London, I have been profoundly struck by the immediate inclination of people throughout the country to offer comfort and support to those in desperate need. Are you not entertained?" Prince George looks down at the crowd while Philip, medals on display, jokingly gestures. Duchess of Cambridge watches on with her children and Philip during the impressive RAF Flypast. Monarch arrived in an open horse-drawn carriage with Prince Philip by her side as thousands turned out to watch the spectacle of might, splendor and precision. Royal Air Force's Red Arrows added to the glamour with a stunning fly past of Buckingham Palace. Prince George and Princess Charlotte joked with their parents in the centre of the Buckingham Palace balcony as the rest of the royal family looked on. After listening to a rendition of the national anthem, the family headed inside. Total 1,600 soldiers and 244 horses from the Household Division were on parade during the ceremony, and only a few weeks ago some of the servicemen were on the streets of London, supporting the Met Police on Operation Temporary in the wake of the terrorist attack in Manchester. The colour being paraded on Horse Guards this year was the flag of the 1st Battalion Irish Guards. It was first trooped in slow then in quick time past the monarch, with the guardsmen in their bearskins and scarlet tunics marching with precision movements. In the blistering temperatures, a number of soldiers fainted in the heat, with around 5 men taken from the parade ground after being overcome by the sweltering conditions. The event is an important day in the Armed Forces calendar, where the families and friends of the officers and soldiers on parade proudly watch the ceremony. Prince Charles, left, and Prince William, right, took part in the parade on horseback and wearing bearskins. The Prince of Wales, who is Colonel of the Welsh Guards, the Princess Royal, Colonel of the Blues and Royals, and the Duke of Cambridge, Colonel of the Irish Guards, were on horseback. The Red Arrows, as well as a formation of Typhoons and World War II aeroplanes, flew over Buckingham Palace. Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall, and Catherine, Duchess of Cambridge, arrived for the annual Trooping the Colour parade. Camilla, Kate and Harry waved to the gathered crowds at the Trooping of the Colour, along the Mall in central London. This year, the colour being trooped is that of the 1st Battalion Irish Guards, identified by the shamrock decorating the collars of their scarlet tunics and the distinctive blue plumes of St. Patrick in their bearskin caps. With the nation reeling from the Grenfell Tower block inferno that has so far claimed 30 lives and the recent terrorist attacks in Manchester and London, the Queen issued a message on her official birthday to recognise the feelings of many. In her birthday message, the Queen said it was difficult to escape a very sombre mood in the UK after recent suffering in London and Manchester. Pictured left is Prince Philip and right Prince Charles and Prince William. The Prime Minister normally attends Trooping the Colour, but Theresa May, who has faced criticism over her handling of the Grenfell Tower fire, was not seen at the event. Also known as the Queen's Birthday Parade, is a chance for the Queen to inspect soldiers from her personal troops, the Household Division. Crowds gathered along the Mall this morning to watch the Trooping the Colour. Under blue skies and summer sunshine, the Queen watched the centuries-old military spectacle of splendour marching on Horse Guards Parade, Henry VIII's former jousting yard. After recent terror attacks in Manchester and London, and the Grenfell Tower disaster earlier this week, the monarch has acknowledged it might be a more sober affair than usual. Queen Elizabeth was helped out of her carriage by footmen and greeted by guards as she joined the ceremony. Prince William will take part in the parade today and the Queen will take the salute. As well as officers, the colourful display features some 200 horses and 400 musicians. Armed officers patrolled outside the palace as crowds gathered to watch the annual celebration. Security was tight around Buckingham Palace and the Mall as the final preparations for the annual celebration started this morning.